Good to know. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Stay Hot live stream. You know who it is. Oh, shit. I have my volume on my phone. It's the Stay Hot crew. We're back. We're live. How you guys doing? Matt, Theo? Theo, I know
I'm
your
good.
Wi-Fi
I'm
sucks.
reading through the we were talking about it right before. I'm reading through the New York Times piece on Watson and just kind of reeling from all that. And I'm thinking I guess Trevor Bauer, that's a pretty good point someone in the comments has made in baseball, where he got suspended for what, 200 games or like
it's 2 years. 2 years full.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's almost, but like that even wasn't to this extent. So
Yeah.
like I just don't think there's any way we see this is not NBA. But just like, man.
No, but it's such relevant news. And I was telling, Matt and you before this, Deshaun Watson's attorney came out and was like, oh, a happy ending is not illegal.
They said
And
that
I'm
at the very beginning of the case. And the thing is, like, this has been, people are starting to come around on it, but it's like, if you actually like used common sense, like no new information has been presented in the last year, truly. Like everything we know now is what we knew before. People just like didn't want to admit it to themselves, which is annoying. But yeah, he stinks.
No, it's terrible.
he's
And here's there is. I really hope there's like a way the Browns can get out of this fucking contract, man. $230 million guaranteed. It's a $50 million cap hit for the next like 4 years.
If there's a scenario where he's banned from the league, I think that they can void the contract, but the picks are probably gone forever, right? You know, you traded for him knowing what was.
Yeah, I'm fine giving up the picks. Like,
yeah,
I don't care about that. But if the Browns have no money for the next,
I mean, the GM and the coach, I mean, those are fireable offenses, right? I mean, they should have known this when they made the deal. It's like, I think Stefanski should be gone. I think Barry should be gone. I think like everyone should be gone for this. I truly do. So,
yeah,
you're
not entirely wrong. The only thing is, like, I had someone tweet at me. It was like, what if the Browns, there's a scenario in which like Baker reluctantly accepts the starting job as like Watson gets suspended, they win the Super Bowl. What do you do?
What if?
What if, man?
But yeah, I
at that point, I don't care what happens. If the Browns win the Super, I don't give a damn what happens after that. My life is complete. Like
But that's not NBA. That's not NBA. The finals are happening, and we're not even talking about the NBA right off the bat. But yeah, game 2 is what it's on, or game 3 is on. Is it tonight or tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow night, isn't it? That's what I thought. I knew that.
Because it's not showing in our chalkboard right now.
Oh,
yes.
Because I'm pretty sure it shows the games like that are happening on a given day.
Yeah, they tomorrow at 6. It's not going to be West Coast time. That's going to be nice.
Oh wait, it's tomorrow 6 Eastern.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to go to bed at like a reasonable time. Chef's kiss.
Did you guys say CJ McCollum on First Take?
I did not. What was he talking about?
A little bit. They just people love Stephen A. slander right now, man. They love seeing JJ Redick and McCollum go after him,
which is good. I mean, they should. Like, I think that's a overall very good thing for sports. Is like, I like Stephen A. I'm not preying on his downfall, but like Redick is obviously a smarter guy and knows more about the sport. And if it was a bunch of Reddicks and McCollums out there talking about basketball every day, everything would be better off, right? It would be. And Stephen A., I loved his tweet when KD basically said that, and Stephen A. is like, we multiply. There are more of us. You can't kill me. The idea will live on.
He said, I am inevitable.
But yeah, no, I'm glad that he's there. I'm glad that Redick is there and all that.
What exactly did Kevin Durant say about Stephen A. and Scope?
He basically said they just are trying to stir up. I mean, he was completely correct, I think. Like, I don't even think
like, yes. And it's, what we need to do is keep like retweeting and quote tweeting every time they say something like a little crazy. The interactions will for sure get ESPN to stop being like, I don't know,
Right.
giving crazy takes. Like it's people complaining about it and getting upset about it and tuning in to watch JJ Redick beat up on Stephen A. It's like not changing the way that any of it works.
Right. He said, my theory is that guys like Stephen A, Skip, and Shannon have changed the game for the worse. Players like Stephen and Michael can only push the game forward. So,
he said Michael Jordan changed the game for that was the take.
He said Curry changed the game, changed basketball for the better. Well, MJ changed it for the worse.
I kind of get where he's coming from with the MJ take.
That Michael Jordan changed basketball for the worse.
He didn't change basketball for the worse. Like he's wrong, but at the same time, like what he's saying is like people started trying to play a lot more like MJ, and he's sort of saying like you saw how in the early 2000s the game got really slow. It was a lot of ISO stuff, a lot of dudes trying to go score themselves, less of a team game.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's trying to say. And he's like, I don't know if he's totally off base there, but then like when you give the take in such a heavy-handed way where you're like, Michael Jordan made basketball worse, which obviously he didn't because there's a lot of off the court stuff and he's great to watch.
It can read poorly.
Right. Yeah. That's what I think. So I don't think I don't think that's totally crazy. It'd be like saying that LeBron made the game worse, but you really mean like he just like made players feel like they could leave their teams a little bit easier and you don't like that.
Well, it'd be like saying Curry. Well, I think you could say the same thing for Curry, right? Where it's like more threes equals more missed jump shots, right? And Curry kind of changed the game in now you're watching basketball with like more threes probably means more misses. Like, I guess if you don't want to see, if you like the mid-range shot, if you like, that kind of art, you may not like Curry and you may say like, oh, he changed basketball for the worse because now like it's just becoming more and more of a inside a layup or 3-point game. So I don't know. It's just a matter of preference. And I agree with KD being like, dudes like Michael Jordan and Curry can only push the game forward. I think that's the correct. I think like, I don't know. If I was in a job and someone was like, oh, the people who are really, really good at this job are made things worse. Like I don't know. I'm on.
No, I don't disagree with KD. I posted a Twitter poll today about the Elam ending, and I am like stunned.
Can someone explain that to me? I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about?
It is where instead of playing a regular timed fourth quarter, you basically add a point total to the winning team's score. So like, let's say it was 92-100.
Okay.
They add 24 points. So they say the target score is 124 to the winning team. And then whoever gets that score first wins.
Oh.
And the point is to stop teams from fouling at the end of games.
Wait, is that an official rule that's been added?
No.
Oh,
it's in the All-Star game though.
Oh,
no.
Oh yeah. No, I saw that in the All-Star. Yeah, I remember that.
It's I think it's a great rule. And I think everywhere it's been implemented, it's been successful in the league where I can't remember. It's like a street ball league where I think it's originally, it was originally put in, and Chris Paul actually sponsors a team in that league. And then he liked it a lot and he lobbied for it to be in the All-Star game. And then it gave us the best All-Star game in several years. And it actually gave us competitive All-Star basketball. So the Elam ending, to me, I think it makes so much sense. And I think that it that would just make the timeout useless though. Weird. Who cares?
No, wait, no. I saw that comment.
And also, no, it doesn't.
I kind of disagree. I think it makes a timeout more useful. If you think about what a timeout does now, what does it actually do in terms of like,
I mean,
in the NFL, right? If you call a timeout, right, in like the fourth quarter, minute left or whatever, you're trying to stop the clock so you can get the ball back, right? Or like you're gonna get a stop, get the ball back. That doesn't really work in the NBA. The only way that you can really like try and get the ball back quickly is to foul, right?
Right. Well, even if it does make the timeout useless, the trade-off is like, oh, timeouts are less valuable now versus the basketball at the end of games is good. Like, okay, I'll take
Yeah.
that. Right? Like,
Yeah, but I feel like a timeout now could be useful, right? It's like a team goes on a run and they hit 10 straight. Or not 10 straight, that'd be ludicrous, but they hit 5 straight.
Yeah, no, I mean,
All of a sudden,
league
you
would
can
never
call a
do
timeout.
Elam rule though. Games being longer means more ads. This is the same league that's considering reducing the number of games, so I would disagree.
and also if they thought, like, I think that would make basketball a better product, that would mean more eyeballs and that would mean more ads. Like, it reminds me,
Yeah.
because intentionally fouling at the end of basketball games, it drives me crazy. It's bad,
awful.
and it shouldn't be the case. And like, early in basketball's history, I mean, there was a point where the NBA was dying, right? The NBA sucked. It was people playing keep away. It was fouls. And then they added the shot clock, right? And then it was like, okay, now the pace has to get up. Pace has to get up. It was also like, that saved the NBA. The shot clock saved the NBA. And I'm not saying the NBA is about to die out, but what there's still a core of like stalling and fouls, and it's annoying to watch. You'd rather watch an actual, and it's like the way to, yes. So it's like kind of the same deal. It's like, oh, there is a way to prevent that stalling and those fouls. It's the Elam ending, and it would just, every basketball game would end on a game winner. That's awesome, and it would keep the game flowing until the end. And there's still going to be stoppages of play and timeouts. You can still find ways to fit in ad space, but it would seriously be like a better product. It would be, but. Here's my other prediction. I think eventually it'll get implemented. I don't know if it'll happen in the 2020s, but I think eventually it will be implemented.
It's a long way out.
I
think Silver is working his way towards it, but it's just one of those things where I posted that, and I know at least half of the people who voted no are like, that's weird. No, why? Instead of
yeah.
I mean, like,
actually,
or like the mid-season tournament, for example. People are against that. And I don't know how they can possibly be against it when there's zero, like, you ask them, what are you against? Like, why don't you like it? And there's just no possible answer because we don't know anything about it other than like, it's a new thing we aren't currently doing.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, why are we playing more basketball?
People don't like
but we don't even know if that's how it's going to work. Like, it sounds like they're going to take games out to play it. So it's like, you basically have to speculate that they're going to do something you don't like.
They're gonna give a trophy to a team that doesn't win the whole thing.
I feel like that's how most people think, though. Yeah, it's like, this is going to go badly.
They're concerned about the players. They're like, why would the players ever do that? It's like, well, maybe they would make a bunch of money if they won,
But somebody they set up here, maybe during the midseason tournament they'll do the Elam ending, and that is the way that you swing it. You make the midseason tournament Elam ending, and you let it do its thing and be good, and everyone's like, I love the Elam ending, and then it will start to like get floated around. Should it all be like this? Should we all do this? And then eventually it'll go to the Elam ending. I agree. It is a little weird. It is a little weird, but it's
the Canadian Elite Basketball League uses Elam, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it is fun. It's literally, it's like, there's literally no doubt. Like, it won't be bad. Like, no one will watch it and be like, oh my God. But anyway. More about the finals. I'm looking at this take here that Tatum being better than Jaylen Brown is all media based. Jaylen Brown is a slightly worse ball handler, but everything else he's better. Well, he's a significantly worse ball handler, I would say.
I would disagree with that. I think Tatum is pretty clear of Brown. Brown's really inconsistent in my opinion.
I think so too. I think Tatum is a better volume shooter. And I think Tatum is a significantly better ball handler, like not even a slightly less better. Like, he's a much better ball handler. So you want the ball in his hands. I think Tatum. I trust him to turn it over. I trust Tatum not to turn it over more than I trust Brown to not turn it over as a ball handler. And I trust Tatum to hit tougher shots. So I don't know, as an offensive threat, which is
I think Tatum's like the clear. I think Tatum's just like the clear star. Right? Like if I guess there really isn't a star with that Celtics team, but if there was, it would be Tatum. And I don't even think that would be up for discussion.
Right. Everybody I think everybody on the Celtics would say the same thing. Like, I think even Jaylen Brown would tell you that. So
if we ask the Celtics, who's kind of the core who's like your core player on this team.
Yeah, and also,
They're
I
probably
mean,
the same.
Tatum is 6'8". He's taller, I think, and just kind of a little bit more physically imposing, which matters a little bit more as well. So, yeah. Yes. Is Stay Hot doing anything with the NBA
Stay
draft?
Hot doing anything with the NBA draft?
We might go
Maybe
live.
I would. You could go live. I'd go
We'll
live with
go-
you. I don't know
I
anything
think-
about
I
the
think-
players that aren't in the top 5, but yeah.
Neither do I. I'd go live with you, but I'd be basically just wasted space, I feel like.
Yes.
Myself, man.
Just because a player is overrated doesn't mean that they aren't a great player. I think that's a good way of maybe looking at it, but
Poole is better than Curry.
overrated has such a negative connotation. It's
Well,
like if you say someone's overrated, a lot of times
Well,
it comes off as like you're saying that player sucks.
yes,
And I don't know if
sometimes
that
a player can be overrated and still be good, but I don't know. Poole is better than Curry. This guy's spitting, sadly. Poole hit cooler shots game 2, evidence of his superior clutch gene. He's younger,
From the
not washed
logo.
like Curry. Tatum is 6'10". Yeah, I mean he's bigger.
He's
just did a
6'10"?
quick search.
No,
Well, Google says
No
he's
way.
6'8", but who knows? I guess he could be 6'10". It surprised me that he was 6'8". So yeah, that probably makes more sense. But I don't know if this is a hot take, but guards like Smart shouldn't win Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, I agree.
I think we've talked
a guard
about this
shouldn't win
before.
Defensive Player of the Year. Yes.
yeah. I mean, Tatum kind of had a weird defensive player of the year case.
Smart.
Smart. Yeah.
Okay.
Where it sort of picked up at the last second there. They might have given it to Rob Williams otherwise, but
I thought I think the only reason people were saying it didn't go to Rob was because of him getting injured at the end of the season. But I thought he was probably more deserving of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, a big like Giannis is just more important on defense than Smart is. He just is. Just like a wide receiver is gonna win, is more valuable to a passing game than a tight end, right? It just is. It is what it is. Or an MVP is gonna be a quarterback, or a defensive player of the year is gonna be an edge rusher, right? It just is. That's where you have the ability to make the most impact. Is as a forward, as someone who can guard 1 through 5, as someone who could just be dominant in the paint and just take it away. Like Smart can't do that. I mean, he does a good job, but Smart is just not Giannis on defense. He's not. If you were to build the best defensive team possible and you had the first overall pick, like even based on what he did this year, and all you could do was watch this last year, you'd take Giannis. You would take Giannis or maybe Gobert or someone that is not Marcus Smart.
I disagree with you saying that wide receivers are more valuable than tight ends in the past. I don't think not all wide receivers are more valuable. Like,
maybe not, but like
there's like
a
Kelsey
peak wide
Kittle
receiver.
and like Mark Andrews. But yeah, like most wide receivers are more valuable than most.
Maybe,
tight ends.
maybe.
I think a better analogy would be
quarterback.
I think would be like offensive line's more valuable to the run game. An offensive lineman's more valuable to the run game than a running back.
Well, I'm saying for like offensive player of the year, it's just going to always be a wide receiver. It's never been a tight end, right? A wide receiver is always just going to be putting a better number, I guess, like for an award, right? And I think for defensive player of the year, especially in the NBA, it's kind of the same story where it's like you could give it to a guard, but they'd have to be like next level out of this world special. And like Smart is really good, but I don't think he's like the best. I don't think he was the best defender in basketball this year. So yes.
Is the value of spacing overrated?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Who was it that
I don't think so. I think like especially in
because
today's
they
NBA.
couldn't space.
I think if anything, it's underrated.
Yeah.
Still. I think not being able to shoot is a bigger deal than people make it out to be. People, it's like, oh, if you're good at this and this and this, the shooting is whatever. And I think that's kind of maybe only really true with like interior defense. If you're a great interior defender, you can get away with it. But even then.
Right. I would rather have a generational tight end just because they're harder. Yeah, maybe the tight end wide receiver may have been a been a bad example. But I'm talking like, I guess MVP, like you're probably not giving it to like a running, like you're probably not giving it to a linebacker. Okay, no matter how good the linebacker is. But
Unless they're
anyway,
Lawrence
thought on
Taylor.
Bears to the Bulls. That'd be a good get for them. Gobert to the Bulls. Yeah, I would wonder about this the Utah Jazz's defense next year if he was gone. But you know, the Bulls need a interior defender that's not Vucevic. They don't need the offensive like presence of Gobert because they've got other guys. I think that's a decent fit. Any other thoughts?
I mean,
It's kind of tough to pull off. The Bulls are in a bad spot right now with Levine maybe out the door. They went so all in, maybe not all in, but like they really pushed last year, and now Lonzo's knee is all messed up and Levine might be gone. So it's really hard to make another like big move like that when you don't know if you're actually going to be good enough to warrant doing something like that, especially when you're 30.
but are you also in a position? I don't know. Are you ever in a position where you feel like, oh, well, we don't know how good we're going to be, so we're not going to try and still be really good? Like I don't think a team's going to be like, oh, well, we're not going to go out and get this player that would really help us.
Absolutely, teams do that all the time, I think.
I don't know, man. It's like, do you think if the Browns, maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to think about like the Browns still brought back Clowney, even though like the rest of their defensive line's kind of a mess. They're not going to be like, well, our D line's toast. Let's not. Or like our front seven's toast outside of Myles Garrett. Let's, just, not worry about that and see if we can get other guys before we try and bring Clowney
Well,
back.
I don't think they're going to not try to get better, but trading for Gobert is a pretty major move that would take a lot of assets to go get. Maybe they don't want to make that investment if they're not even sure they're going to get the main guys they need back to make it worth it.
I guess that's fair.
Start bench cut Vucevic, Valanciunas, Ayton. I think I'm cutting Vooch, benching Valanciunas, and probably starting Ayton.
Yeah,
I would say maybe switch Ayton and Valanciunas, but I don't think Ayton is quite that bad or quite. He didn't play bad enough where I'm benching him for Valanciunas. So yeah, I'm starting Ayton, benching Valanciunas, cutting Vooch. Sorry. Yes. And I agree. The Bulls kind of did just need a winning season this year. Like, I think like it's such an iconic franchise and they've been bad for so long that, you need something eventually, like it's worth it just to be in the playoffs. Like the Knicks, like I think the Knicks could use a season. I mean, I guess they just had one and then they stunk. So I guess that's the concern with the Bulls. But like the Knicks could also just like, let's get a core there. And even if it's not like a finals winning core, make it like an exciting core that they'll get people excited about the Bulls.
Like the Cavs.
Or like I don't know, whoever you want to say, just to have them be good for a while, I think. And obviously the Knicks did a bad job because they built theirs on Julius Randle and he stunk. But like the Bulls are built, like if they were to keep Levine, they'd be good next year. They'd probably be good for a while. So just being good for a while, I think can keep you from, being an embarrassment. You probably will get fired eventually, but you might get rehired somewhere. Like, and it's just Chicago basketball, right? It's like you're just like, man, let's get some star power here. So I don't even think the Bulls like did a horrible thing last year,
No, there's also other ways to invest without going Gobert. If they just had a decent interior defender with the perimeter defenders they have, it'd be pretty nuts, honestly. So I just don't think they need to go all in on something like that.
See people arguing.
That's on John Morant and
Warriors.
And did you see the Miles Bridges Instagram story, Matt?
With the pink lemonade?
Yes, yeah, with the pink lemonade and the
pink lemonade
cigarette.
He had a cigarette and a pink lemonade.
They're testing Adam Silver.
I don't see why that would be too big of a deal. Pirtle to the Bulls, that's who I'd want.
That would be good, yeah.
I don't
I've
know.
gotten
I
to the
don't.
point where every time I hear the name Pirtle or Weddle, I always think of like the name game. Like you have to like guess.
I think it's
the
funny how
players.
there's two like kind of close names to Wordle in different ways in each league.
It is kind of funny.
We got Harden is getting the max. I don't know, man. He might not. Like, if this was someone else, like again, an old dude who clearly lost a step is getting the like. I don't know if I would make that assumption. Right.
What I mean, would he accept less?
I mean, he would have to if no one would give it to him. Like, I just think that that's just such an obvious pitfall is giving Harden a long-term max deal. Like, I just would never, like, as a GM, I just would be like, no, so that let someone else do that. Let someone else take that chance. And I don't know if there's a GM out there who's not thinking that, right? Like, Maxi's
Maybe,
getting the
but
max before Harden. I'd rather give Maxi the max before Harden right now. I mean, the end can come quick, right? You don't want to give someone the max who is like who's getting worse and worse every year. You want someone who's getting better and better. And Harden is just not, right? Like, I don't think that maybe he does get the max, but I don't know if I'd make that assumption.
I don't know.
what
I
is
don't
what
know.
is what does your team look like then? If you're just like, well, we'll just let Harden walk if he wants a max so bad. We'll just let him
Man,
go.
I don't know.
What's your alternative there? Because you don't really have another piece.
I mean, with max money, you could get another piece. You
Yeah, I
know,
guess.
and I feel like you look at it like, well, Ben Simmons was never playing another minute with this franchise, so it was worth the shot to try to get Harden. Obviously, the loss of Seth Curry, is painful, and you gave that up for essentially nothing. But like, man, I'd rather spend that max money on someone else. You don't have a second piece, but you can go buy one, and you can go and you hope Maxi is the second piece, and you can draft one hopefully, and you move on like that. But I just think like that could totally close your championship window if you're tied into Harden for that much. Like I don't know. Tobias Harris, right? Trade Tobias. I think there's things you can do. I just think like, yeah, that could totally slam everything shut if you give a guy who is bad the max or a guy who is not it the max. Because what's he going to look like 82 games from like another 82 games of wear and tear on his body?
Right.
Like, is it going to get better and better for James Harden, who has never like exactly been the pinnacle of NBA athleticism, I would say? Like, I don't know. I do not know.
Maybe not the pinnacle of taking care of his body, but like prime James Harden, freak athlete.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's probably going to end up forcing their hand, but also the max is like a pretty wide array of things when you're him, because I think he's super max eligible because he's made an all NBA team. So I don't think they're going to pay him $50 million a year for 5 years. I wouldn't do that probably, but he's probably going to accept his player option and play on $47 million next year, and they'll go from there. That's what I would do if I were the 76ers.
Right. Yeah.
76ers are entering dangerous territory. I would say they are in dangerous territory. I don't know if there's a path to them winning a championship, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, how are they going to get significantly better? Harden just plays better, or
And
Maxey
Embiid
gets way
stays
better.
healthy.
Yeah, I mean, Embiid could stay healthy. I don't know. I don't think it's that easy for them.
Maybe it is. You do keep Harden because it's like, what is your path what is the easiest way to imagine a championship? And it's James Harden playing like he did like the first 3 weeks he got there.
Yeah.
Then maybe you could. And Embiid stays healthy and Maxey continues to be really good. But geez, yeah, it's tough. The Bucks have like no cap. Could you see them making a trade?
Not the Damian Lillard trade that people keep suggesting.
When all the trades were surrounding Giannis, a couple years ago before he signed that Supermax in Milwaukee and stayed. I really thought him and they should have done everything to get him in Portland. Like I thought they should have traded for like they should have traded the future for Giannis a couple years ago when it really looked like he might get traded, but he didn't, obviously. But yeah.
Could Embiid be out after this year if they can't get it together? Yeah, he's
Crazier
entering paid his dues territory.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is the same situation that Harden was in about 3 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
2018 with the Rockets, and he's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't just keep putting the team on my back. But at the same time, like with Embiid, he's also like not been able to stay healthy. So it's like it's not entirely his fault, but it's like, there's only, I don't know.
The last season that Charles Barkley played in Philadelphia, he was 28 years old. After next year, that is exactly how old Joel Embiid will be. History will repeat.
Tough.
Joel Embiid will be a Sun. Okay, he'll be a Suns legend. Him and Cyborg Chris Paul and Devin Booker will win a title.
Cyborg Chris Paul
win a title, not next year, but the year after. Yes. What other superstars could you guys see wanting out soon? One of the Clippers stars I could see, Kawhi or Paul George. That duo could be split up, I think, somewhat soon if it just, I mean, it's been so disappointing, right? Like, and it hasn't been all their fault, but just injuries and whatnot. I think one of those two could be out. Maybe Embiid, maybe Lillard, but at this point, I don't know. Maybe Cat. I could maybe see Cat.
Dame to me feels like a Joe Thomas type of guy. Yeah. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, like, and I could see Cat. I've felt this Cat is nearing Damian Lillard territory with how long that he's been in Minnesota not winning anything.
Karl Anthony Towns, I mean, he's won 0 playoff series. Damian Lillard made a Western Conference Finals. It's like the Trailblazers were like legit contending. It just didn't work out. The Timberwolves have not done it at all yet, so he is getting there. But you can see the path to them getting better, I guess. Anthony Edwards could get really good.
Yeah, but I could see it, eventually. I thought he'd be gone by now, honestly. But he hasn't been. So yeah, Cats, I don't know if it's loyalty or just no offers have come. But because Cat is also substantially younger than Dame, I think. So maybe he's
all-star starter Wiggins wants out.
Yeah, he wants out of the finals situation.
Yeah. He wants out of getting a ring, even though he's definitely going to lose in Game 7. But
yeah, those are the guys that come to mind for me. I mean, obviously Levine, but that's right now.
Cyborg team: Chris Paul, LeBron James, Al Horford.
Horford is. I mean, he didn't have the world's hottest game too, but he's been so good. He's been so good. I wonder if he'll retire anytime soon or if he'll keep going. Like, I wonder how much longer he'll keep going.
Celtics win the finals. Horford gets finals MVP. Horford has more finals MVPs than Curry.
Curry should have won finals MVP in that first year. Absolutely. 2015, right?
I don't disagree, but I do not really
care.
Here's my problem. Curry didn't win the finals MVP. However, all things fair, he doesn't win the series. It's like the reason why Iguodala won that is because the voters didn't know what to do because LeBron was the most valuable player, but his team got so hurt that he couldn't possibly have won it. So they're like, we'll give it to Iguodala because LeBron shot under 40% because Mozgov's the second best player out there, right? And the way that the award regularly works, it's Curry's, but I don't know.
It was that little explanation did nothing for me. That just, if anything, strengthened my position.
Okay, so if let's say you know how good all the players are in 2015, right?
Right.
All right, and let's say we're replaying the series. We're gonna split the teams up into a pool, and you can pick one player. Which one are you
Yes.
gonna go with first?
Curry.
I'm going with LeBron first.
Oh,
Easily.
like LeBron, yeah.
He's the most valuable
Yes.
player.
They should have given it to him then, I guess. Yeah. Is that what your argument is? Like they should have, like Curry didn't deserve MVP, neither did Iguodala. LeBron did.
I mean, LeBron was the most valuable player that series. And I will agree that finals MVP always goes to the winning team, and that's the nature of the thing. But like, it took some extraordinary luck for Curry to be on the winning team because of like, Kyrie and Love both being hurt the whole entire series. So like, yeah, I think in the real, like I would have voted for Curry over Iguodala, but like, yeah, I probably would have voted for LeBron. And I think, I don't know. It's not a travesty in my book.
It's not I mean, I don't care that much either. I mean, I don't even think my take is like, I think it's a funny bit to say Curry doesn't have any finals MVPs. To me, it doesn't really
It's hilarious.
impact his legacy at all. That's my thing, where I'm like, I don't care if he has 1 or 0 or 4. It wouldn't really make me feel differently about Steph Curry right now. So that's my take, I guess.
Jesus Christ. LeBron averaged like 36, 13, and 9.
Iggy really locked him down. Yeah.
36, 13, and 9. Yeah. What the fuck?
I would have voted Butler for Eastern MVP. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really don't. It's like if the best player there, especially in a series that went to 7, right? If the best player there was on the losing side, I'd vote for him. I would have voted for Butler for Eastern Conference Finals. Although he did have 2 real stinkers, so maybe not. But
he wasn't he hurt for like 2 of the games, and then the one game he had to like came back.
Well,
after
being hurt, right?
Yeah,
but he did have 2 stinkers, so maybe not. But anyway, I don't know.
But like he played out of his mind in Game 7.
He did. I don't know. I like the Eastern. I like trophies. That's my thing. Accolades and trophies are good. I think it's so sick. Like a trophy collection. To me, that's what true greatness is who's got the shiniest. Who's got the biggest trophies, the shiniest ones, right? You go to 2 people and one's only got 1, like their trophy case is small, and the other's got like gemstones and glitter aplenty. It's like I'm going with I love trophies. I'm a big trophy guy.
Big trophy guy. How many trophies do you have, Theo?
No, I have no trophies. I have 0 accolades. I never won a big trophy. I have a plaque and a letter. I don't have a big trophy.
Sadly. I guess I don't have the trophy. I have 1 trophy with me and 1 not with me.
What did you win the trophy for?
My 1 trophy that I have is from a track meet. So like we had like all of the track meets that like are big invitationals. If we got a trophy from them, they were given to the school, obviously. But when we graduated, we were allowed to take home one of the trophies. All the seniors were. So we each got to pick from one of like our most memorable meets of like a trophy that we could take home. And then when I was in DECA, I got a
That's not a real trophy.
I won first place. First place. So
okay,
I think it counts as a real trophy. It's big as shit, but I don't have it. It's back at the school.
All right.
Because
that's a real trophy if it's first place. Okay.
Yeah, it's all first place. Like, come on, man.
Okay.
I'm a winner.
Theo Ash NFL is the same amount of real trophies as Mickey. You're so right.
Blaiden flexing his participation trophy. Man, you raise me right now.
No, I have a varsity letter for a wrestling match in which I went 2-19. Hey.
Yo.
You showed up.
Honestly,
go ahead, Blaine.
In middle school, I wrestled for 2 years, 7th and 8th grade. My first year, I went 3-19. I was terrible.
Hey, better than
Um,
that guy. Better than
when I, when
Justin.
I, when I won my first match, everyone was so excited. It was crazy. But then like we went. Then like the next year, I went 13 and 14. So I was like most improved.
Hey,
It was
you
like
take those.
yeah. Coach at the end of the season was like he was like so proud.
Make an
I-
NFL team out of NBA players. I would do an all LeBron offense and an all Draymond.
did you
defense.
see? I think it was Kittle was talking about how he thinks LeBron would be a bad like offensive weapon, like a skill player because he thinks he's too big.
I mean,
Thinks he would
maybe.
that like it would be like an easy shot at like his knees and stuff.
I mean, he could definitely be
Or
right. I
like
mean,
not that he would be bad, but like his skill set would be better used at like tackle.
yeah, I could see that. I mean, how many 6'8" wide receivers have you ever seen be good?
There's
Ever?
yeah.
Right. There aren't any, I don't think that's a horrible take. Tackle, you do see some like 6'8", and LeBron's probably even taller. You do see some massive tackles win just because arm length and length in general matters a lot more there.
Right.
And if he were to pack on some weight, yeah, LeBron probably could have been a great tackle, but who knows? Jimmy Butler would be the best wide receiver by far. His hands and footwork are great. I could see that. I think all basketball players would be pretty good wide receivers. Like a crossover is just a release, right? Or a release is a crossover. It's all footwork and
I think receiver for most guys like if you took it like De'Aaron Fox with his speed, you put him in the slot, like no one's taking that man down. Or like what about like I'm trying to think who would be like our running back, like what maybe like Dame, or like I'm trying to think about
a running back. I'd put like what I put back there for running back. I'd put John Wall as a running back. That guy's
No,
fast.
actually, I want Draymond.
Let him put his
at
foot in the ground
linebacker.
and be a one cut running back. All right, John Wall would get it done.
John Wall.
Yeah.
Who's our quarterback though? That's the real
Quarterback. I'm putting maybe Giddy or LeBron or Chris Paul. Chris Paul's a little short. Jokic's quarterback. I don't know. I feel like Jokic's drop back would be kind of ugly.
LeBron's the guy
Although,
I want, but I also want him at tackle.
Jokic would have that Big Ben drop back.
Hey, Big Ben got it done for a long time.
You could make a pretty good NFL team out of NBA players, I think.
I think so too.
It'd be pretty
Which
good.
team would be better, the NFL team made of NBA players or the NBA team made of NFL players?
I would say the NBA team made of NFL players. I think the trenches would really. I mean, I guess you could get guys to pack on weight, but I just think the trenches could get kind of dicey. You put T Higgins. I mean, you could have the Bengals. I think you could make a pretty good basketball team out of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh yeah, T Higgins, Jamar Chase, and
Joe
Burrow. Joe Burrow can like. Okay. Joe Burrow was.
He was all Ohio in basketball. I just think like the big men, although you could say the same, like the trenches for the NBA players playing NFL would be bad, but you could say the same.
They would just be taller, really, but like realistically, you could just go small ball, and like if you have like Myles Garrett,
Ja at corner would be ridiculous. He'd just be like Dante Jackson.
Ja at corner, that would go crazy. I'm trying to think like I don't know if they're really. That's the problem. Is you would really run into a problem with your quarterback. I think in the NBA. This dude Theo is frozen. Oh, there he is. Welcome back, Theo. This is the beauty of Zoom. Is that like Theo lags a little bit. He's right back. But if he lags on Riverside, we're cooked. We have to start over. No. Not start over, but
yeah. Zion at defensive end. I think you'd get hurt. He doesn't have the foot flexibility to bend around the edge. Zion.
Yeah. I fear.
Yeah. Russ at safety. Russ would be mean. I definitely would want Russ as playing robber coming down. He'd be like Russ would be like Trayvon Diggs. Russ would be someone who
He
would
would
be
want
like,
he would want his interceptions.
he would be so divisive because he'd have like 11 picks, but he'd give up 1,000 yards. That would be Russ's fate if he played in the NFL. Jalen Suggs, maybe. Didn't Suggs play? No, I could be wrong. But anyway, what else? What else is there to talk about in the NBA?
Nothing. Basketball's
Any
cooked.
ideas? Where would I put Giannis on the gridiron? I don't know. I might put him at like edge.
I don't know. I don't know if he have the bend. I don't know. I think I'd put him at.
He could be
I think I'd just
Gregory
put him at like
Rousseau.
linebacker.
Long snapper.
Long snapper.
Long snap.
He'd be the world's greatest kicker. Once I teach you, he's got that soccer background, right? He's got long levers.
I'll
right?
teach him to be a great kicker. So kicker.
Yes.
Not
Long
know
levers. He can
exactly
nail
how
a
that
70
goes.
yarder. All right. How tall is Justin Tucker? Is he a freak?
He's like 6'9".
What makes Justin Tucker so good? Okay, he's only 6'1".
Oh.
I don't know what makes Justin Tucker so good. He's just built different, I guess.
He's just built different, I guess. But anyway, I was just wondering.
Suggs
like,
was a 5-star QB, is what they're
Okay.
saying in the chat.
yeah, that would probably be a good. I'd probably put him there then. Where does Al Farouk Amino rank all time? Hey, give me 3 NBA players and I'll rank them. How about that? Give me a start bench cut. I'm in on this game. Start
I'm gonna
bench
pull
cut.
up the current consensus rankings real quick. I want to see how those have changed. I haven't looked at them in a little bit.
Derrick Rose would be a pretty good running back as well, or corner. Both him and Ja. Him and Ja at the cornerback.
That would be filthy.
New Watson news just dropped.
Again?
Like new ones, as in like just now,
or like new as in like
new as
the
in the
same
ones we
shit.
talked about.
Yeah.
The Angels fired Joe Madden. I know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
Yes, I would assume you don't. But man, the Angels, like, that's so disappointing. Like that the Angels are what they are. Like Mike Trout and Ohtani just on a team that sucks. That's so crazy. That would be like LeBron and I don't even know who. It would be like LeBron and Luca being on a team together and they just suck. It's so sad. Oh, let's see. I've got to rank 3 guys. Mo Harkless, Nick Batum, and Isaac Bonga. Damn. Give me Batum 1, Harkless 2, Bonga 3. Anyone disagree?
What was it?
Forget it.
I'm taking Batum over Harkless.
I'm pulling up the
Any
consensus
day.
rank because I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Luca 1, Tatum 2, Poole 3. Van Vliet, DeJounte, Garland. Garland 1, DeJounte Murray 2, Van Vliet 3.
Current staff all-time Westbrook, Isaiah Thomas.
Where's that? No, I'm losing. There's too many. All-time Isaiah Thomas. Current staff all-time Westbrook, Isaiah Thomas. I would take 1. Tough. I'm taking Isaiah Thomas, 2 current Steph, 3 all-time. Well, I guess it'd be prime Isaiah Thomas. I don't know.
Jaylen Brown, Hero. I think you got him in order.
I would agree. Peyton Pritchard, Kobe White, Tyus Jones. I thought Kobe White sucked, but apparently he's gotten a little bit better. I would go White, Pritchard, maybe White, Pritchard, Jones, maybe, but I could be wrong. Boban, Giannis, Bron. That's a
No, I gotta go.
Matt Burner.
Bron.
Love Bron, man.
You got him in order. Eric Pascal, Kevin Knox, Quis Duarte. Well, I'd take Duarte first, and then Pascal, and then Kevin Knox. I'd got to do Zeller 1, Mbamute 2, Biombo 3.
All right, I'm about to tweet out the current consensus NBA rankings.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are welcome to take a look at those. Number 1, who you think it is? Giannis, as per usual.
Is it who is who? I think it Giannis.
Curry
Yeah,
at
Giannis.
2 right now.
Curry at 2.
Mm.
Luka is coming up. Luka was like outside the top 5 for a while, but he's now at number 3.
Look at what are they doing to Shea? What are they doing?
Oh
Get him
no,
out to number 30.
He's been 30 the entire time.
That's so fucked up, dude.
I think Jaylen Brown at 23 is really high.
Where's Harden at 20? Honest to God, Harden is the worst one on this list. I truly believe that.
You think Harden's the worst?
I think Harden is the worst one on this list.
He's a little
I think-
tough to judge right now. I could
How,
see it.
how do you
Judge
feel
right
about
now.
Trae Young at 17? I think that's really low.
That's also
low.
real bad. I
think
think.
that's really low.
It's low.
Where's my boy Booker? 13. Yes, sir.
Like, is Trae Young worse than Anthony Davis? No.
I get Anthony Davis being over Trae Young. I can see the argument for that.
I can
Yes.
too, but
Like,
But
I would rather have Trae Young than Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler is at 10.
I can get Jimmy Butler. Kyrie is a tough one for me. Booker's a tough one for me.
Come on, Booker too low. All right. Booker too low.
Where's LaMelo, man?
You're the one who told us not to put him on here.
I did tell you guys not to put LaMelo on here. I didn't want him to be 30.
Proust, yeah. Like Shea.
Now you can complain that he's not there instead of
Yeah.
seeing him ranked.
It's crazy. So the media doesn't want you to think LaMelo is a top 30 player.
We are the media.
The media.
You're the
I'm-
media. Theo, aren't you the one who's like, what's our it's like I'm done trusting
The media.
the beat reporters. I know more than the media.
I do. Let's see. Paul George too low. I agree. Where's Embiid Link? At least should be top 5 or 6. He's got to be top.
Embiid was
seven.
7.
Wow.
Brutal. Embiid
But
is,
honestly-
Embiid is forever going to be underrated, dude. Poor guy.
It's tough. It's tough for him, man.
I
I
mean,
think-
you look at the guys over him, though. Giannis,
Yeah. Right.
Curry, I get it. Luka, I get it. Jokic, I get it. Kevin Durant, I get it. Braun, of course. So it's
It's gonna be even scary.
King
Did you hear the
James.
LeBron grew 2 inches since last
Dude.
season already?
you don't think he's better than Embiid? What if I told you he's 7'1" now?
What if I told you he's still growing?
He's still growing.
Yeah, Butler top 10. I don't know.
I
man.
get it, bro.
You get it. You get Butler being 10.
He's a dog.
Got that dog in him.
I'm not always a fan of that, but
I mean, he
did
truly
LaMelo
does.
deserve to be an all-star replacement over Jaylen Brown? Hell yeah.
How is Jokic not at least 3? Curry's overrated. To me, Curry is the one who's a little overrated here, but maybe not. He's about to win.
I would put
He's about to
Luka.
win Finals MVP. So I'm not going to die on this.
Not if Jason Tatum.
How do you feel about Ingram at 27?
Yeah, Ingram and Shea is horrible here. I'd rather have both of them over Towns, Mitchell, Brown,
I was
Harden,
about to say definitely over Jaylen Brown.
and maybe Chris Paul at this point. I mean, maybe arguably Booker. I think Trae Young is better than Booker.
Yeah.
I think, no, Ingram better than Beal.
Kyrie's the confusing one for me. Because I think a lot of people are just banking, well, he's still really talented. It's like the same thing with like, who was it that gave him like an all-star vote?
Udonis Haslem, Jared Dudley, or than I think I'd take Udonis Haslem just because I think he's funny, and then Thanasis just in case it will ever lure Giannis in a future free agency deal, and then Jared Dudley last. That's how I'd rank those 3. Too prone to Ingram and Zion too low, not biased. Pelicans fan. I would agree with you. I would agree that especially Ingram is too low.
Oh yeah, Zion's at 25. That's like
What has Shea done? Be really good. You know,
good at basketball.
right? As a Warriors and
He's
Jordan
a
Poole is
hooper.
now overrated.
Finals does he have?
I think that Jordan Poole, I mean, the first half of the last game was really rough, and then he hit those 2 deep step back threes in the third quarter, and then it's okay. But I could definitely see him struggling the rest of the series. Absolutely. I do think like I really like Jordan Poole though. But yeah, I think that he could not have the greatest finals ever here. Udonis Haslam saying he left it all out on the court after game 7 was hilarious. Did he actually say that?
That sounds like something.
That sounds like a fake. That sounds like a ball sack sports quote. I don't believe that he said that. He was acting like he did, right? He was like coming off the court like all like broken up, which is, I guess, somewhat valid considering, you know, it's his team. But yeah.
Do you think if Al Horford
Blaiden
wins
was
Finals
not getting
MVP,
tracked.
Al Horford is not winning Finals MVP though. That's the thing. He had like 2 points last game. No,
Yes.
I don't think it's something Tatum needs to worry about. He'll be okay.
Watch Sevens rugby. Where? I would watch some rugby.
Watch cricket. There's a sport.
Cricket's kind of nice. I like playing cricket. I've played some cricket before. I enjoyed it. I want Madden enlisted where it's Theo versus.
Someone keeps commenting that I sucked at track. I sucked at track until like the end of my senior year. Then I ran from like the end of my senior year to like the fall because I ran club that summer. I ran a 50 in the 400 and a 58 in the 400 hurdles.
Yes.
And then
Cricket is just a
recently, and then at the
rip-off.
draft I ran a 4.4. So
Yeah, come on, cricket. Isn't cricket the second most popular sport in the world or something like that?
is it really?
Yeah.
I've heard cricket's fun.
It's awesome, dude. Watch cricket, man. It
Where can I
rules.
watch? Where can I watch cricket?
India.
I don't know. My grandma apparently has the cricket channel, so every time we go to my grandma's house, we watch some cricket.
Yo, invite me to your grandma's house next time, man.
Bladen's gonna watch a game of cricket before a game of good old American baseball. I'm sick.
Hey, yo, fuck baseball, man.
Um,
I'm gonna learn more cricket players than I am baseball players.
I couldn't name a cricket player.
No.
I couldn't.
Why are we being
My
so toxic
laptop is
your
about to run out of
track
battery here.
performances right now? Oh,
My laptop's about to run out of battery. We're about an hour into it. Do we have
Yes,
anything else?
I have to finish my album soon anyway.
I thought
so
it was done.
we're finishing it today.
Oh, okay.
album getting finished today. When's it coming out?
It depends. When do you guys want it to come out? I can like
As soon
do
as
I can do
possible.
it. It's the earliest I
Tonight.
think I could do would be like 2 weeks. But I wanted to do like a cool date like July 15th because 7 plus 15 is 22. Matt, I could release it on your birthday if you wanted.
That's what
I
I
don't
want for my birthday.
You want me to release my album on your birthday?
Yes.
All right, I got you.
All right.
The only thing Matt wants is for you guys to listen to my album on his birthday. 4th of July will be the
All right.
release.
We're
Well,
gonna
thank
wrap
you
it
all
up.
for tuning in.
Yes.
As
Uh,
always.
As
Tons of
always,
content.
We'll do
enjoyed
this
it.
next
Coming to
Tuesday
Support,
as well.
learn more about the Elam ending, and push for some change so we don't have to watch intentional fouls anymore.
Yes. All right. As always, from Corn Boy, Bird Boy, and Lemon Boy, we will catch you all on the flippity flop.